Welcome to On the Record with Randy and Chi-Town. Chi-Town, what's going on with you, man?
Hey Randy, yesterday I believe it was on a YouTube channel, Hardcore Boxing News, I believe it is, or Hardcore Boxing Talk. But you guys go ahead and check it out. Look up Hardcore Boxing News, Hardcore Boxing Talk. I've been subscribed to him for a while. It's crazy. I've been subscribed for a while, but I can't even remember the name. That's because my schedule. I've been extremely busy, so I've been away from this. So I'm trying to catch up on a lot of boxing news and boxing information. So this is a guy that I had been following for a little bit, and I was able to see one of his videos he put out yesterday, and beautiful video. But one of the things in there, one of his guests on his show was Bomac, man. Bomac, yeah, the free bird. He just got out of jail, just bounced free. Came back over here to America. Now here he's running around like ain't nothing ever happened to him. You know, and he has some pretty reasonable commentary there until, and I want to say it again with a capital U, until they start talking about Keyshawn Davis popping dirty. I have a problem moving forward. Everything he said after that, because I'm not even going to speak verbatim. Everyone else can go and look at it. But he gave Keyshawn a slap on the wrist, act like it wasn't that much. It wasn't that big of a deal. Talk about him being young, and it's a learning tool. It's knowledge for the sport. It's a lesson to be learned. And then he said in the end, he told Keyshawn, because that fight that was going to be happening, was turned to a no contest. And so he was asked about that fight being turned to a no contest. He said, I just told him we'll get him later and everything. And everybody laughed like it was such a good thing. Here's the problem I have. Keyshawn popped dirty, not for peas and all the other time. He popped dirty for weed, for marijuana. And so the very first thing when he popped dirty for marijuana that they brought up was Texas, not boxing. They didn't bring up top boxing. They didn't say anything about boxing with all that stuff, but they said Texas, and then and him being dirty in Texas, and then Bomac responded by, "Yeah, Texas. They're not Texas, as if something's wrong with Texas or this backward. Like, gosh, these people, I tell you, boy, they're just crazy." And that really bothered me, man. I mean, an athlete, a professional athlete who's getting paid to fight, who came out of the Olympics, who's supposed to be up and up, and taking his boxing career, pop dirt for smoking weed or having weed in his system, and the very first thing you say is the state. The state is the one with the issue. And then after you talk about that, and then you talk about how it was ruled a no contest and all these things, then you start talking about the lessons that could be learned in there, and talking about a young person. This dude was an Olympian. He knew he could not smoke weed from the time he started boxing at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He knew he could not do that because he's a professional athlete. He's been a combat. He didn't come off the street and go out there and start trying to box. Oh, you telling me I can't smoke weed? No, he's always known he could not do that as an athlete, and that much more so as a pro. But then now he got busted. So here's the whole entire thing, and this is how I say it all the time, and I still run with this. I mean, there may be maybe one or two cases that don't fit this rule, maybe three or four, but him getting caught now for this, the first time getting caught the first time, is not the first time he's been smoking weed as a boxer. That's my thing. And that's why I have another problem with Bomac, because Bomac knows this fool been out here smoking weed. He know he been doing all something. Everybody running around like it's okay, like it's all good. But any other boxer that's positive for PEDs, or other boxer, Aerosmiths, i.e. Aerosmiths, that drinks, not before the fight. This dude got busted before his fight that's supposed to be happening in a couple of weeks. They found weed before the fight. You don't find any alcohol in Aerosmith. Never tested positive for alcohol, weed, PEDs, or any of this stuff before his fight, nor does he test after. What Aerosmith does do is celebrate in his off time. And then when they're off for like a year, maybe he has, celebrations periodically. But this dude was going into a fight and he was testing positive for weed. I have a huge problem with that. I don't like how it went down. I don't like Bomac's response. Bomac is false. Everything about him is false except for his weight. And I'm gonna pause there, Randy, because I know you got a lot to say, and I'll come back on the back end, man. Go ahead and speak your truths.
Well, I see that's the difference between a fan of the sport and a fanboy, because it seems like when it's when it's the guy that they're rooting for, when it's their guy, whoever it is, my guy, your guy, I'm just saying their guy, they seem to make excuses or give them a pass. But when it's the other guy, they don't get a pass. You know, they speak the truth on it. So I think that's part of being a fanboy, and I'm glad we're not fanboys. We're fans of the sport. It just is what it is. If it's our guy, then we speak on it the same way we would speak on it if it was somebody else. Um, Arrow, Arrow has, like you said, never been tested for anything far as popping dirty. But I mean, Bomac has called him an alcoholic or a drunk and all kinds of names, but he didn't call Keyshawn a weed head, a junkie, or whatever. So it's kind of six in no, it's kind of favoritism towards your guy. Call it straight down the middle. That's the way I see it. Then you want to bring up Texas. I think the only reason why he's bringing up Texas is the fact that Earl is from Texas, so he's kind of throwing another dig at Earl, because Earl is from Texas. Texas just being Texas, you know what I mean? And they enforce the rule. It's up to you to follow the rule. If you break the rule, then you get what punishment comes. If Texas don't allow you to smoke weed in Texas and fight, then you shouldn't fight in Texas. You might need to fight in Las Vegas, or you might need to fight in Omaha if you can find a barn over there that you can fight in. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um, and that's just the way um, I see it, man. I really don't have any much more to say than that, because I think you hit everything on the head. I mean, um, how much of your opinion on everything you said?
Yeah, that's word, Randy, man, and I appreciate it. And everything you said as 100% correct. All of a sudden, because Errol Spence decided to go out and celebrate after winning his titles from winning that last title from Sean Porter, and then got to a car accident. Then all of a sudden, all this stuff comes out like, see, this is what Errol Spence does. He doesn't carry himself as a true athlete. Because I've been hearing this over and over again. This is what individuals say. I've been hearing this over and over again when he's not training, and they make it clear. When he's not training, he's blowing up in weight. He's out drinking. He's doing all this type of stuff. And so that was their big thing about EJ and why they was like, oh, but Bud stays in the gym. Bud stays in. Well, here's a person from Bud's camp who smokes weed. Why are you not talking about this dude? But not only that, man, this has been going on in boxing. Not everybody is Floyd Mayweather. And let me give Bud credit as far as what we know. Bud could be a weed head, but it's never come out. So as far as we know, Bud, according to what they say, he stays in the gym, and it's just what he does. So I give him credit. But not all boxers do that. Simple as that. We heard about this, whatever. Send the contract joke, whatever. Who did that recently? Send the contract joke. Shakur Stevenson sending Bottle bottle service at a party that Devin Haney had, because him and Shakur are friends. They were friends. They still are friends. And Shakur sent a bottle service over to Devin saying, send the contract or sign the contract or some kind of trash like that. No one talks about the bottle. No one talks about the party. They only talk about the contract. But why are there bottles? Why is there champagne or whatever the bottle was? You know what I'm saying? At this type of party. Why are you out here like that? No one called him an alcoholic or anything. Shakur has been so. Anyways, I'm not even going to go down that path and talk about him. But
Yeah.
we just have a history of this. This is what happens. I'm not Muhammad Ali, but Sugar Ray Leonard, cokehead, Tice. I mean, just forget it. This is just what happens.
De La Hoya cocaine head, but it
Right.
is neither here nor there. But it's always when it's your guy. It's your guy. You got an excuse for him. But when it's anybody else, you want to drag him in the
Amen.
mud. You know what I
Amen.
mean?
Amen. You need to be a fan of the sport of boxing like we are, as opposed to a fan of an individual boxer. That's just the key. So, anyways, bro, I just want to bring up that Bo Mac situation. Bo Mac deserves all the heat that's going to be coming his way because it is flippant, it is one-sided, it is hypocritical. Keyshawn deserves it all as well. This you're not no innocent little 24. I learned now. This dude's an Olympian. This dude's been boxing since he was a shorty. I was an amateur boxer at the age of 16. I first started boxing. I knew I couldn't drink, I couldn't smoke, I couldn't do any of those things. And now that I'm in, I'm in my elderly stages of life, I still am a boxer. I compete in different tournaments, and I know what I can and cannot do. Simple as that. You're talking about a dude that has the potential to make millions of dollars per fight, and he doesn't know he can't smoke weed. Get out of here, man. So anyway, that's all I got on it, baby.
Oh, that's all I got on it too. Before I get out of here, I just want to say, thank God you're back on U.S. soil, Bomac, and I'm glad everything went fine because I don't want to see nobody locked up and have to go through that through that process because as my daddy used to say, I think you only lock up animals. So I'm glad that he made it back safe and didn't have to go through any kind of horrible experiences. But after that, with that being said, we're out of here like
Peace.
last year.